Right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Professional Time Wasters podcast. I'm joined once again by Coolshirt.
Hello, everyone.
Yep, you're finally back. We're back after
Indeed.
a little hiatus. I ended up getting sick. That's why there was no videos or anything for a little bit. And today we're gonna talk about games, specifically all the stuff that came out, was revealed. Nothing's really come out yet other than DLCs, which is a big
there were a few games that had day one launches as to the announcements, but nothing like that was that I'm interested in.
Were there?
Yeah, there was just
I know there were. I know there were DLCs.
There were like a handful.
Yeah. Well,
some of them like indie games and or remakes and stuff like that. That's about it.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I couldn't name them all, but I remember there being some that was like you can go play now or download now or whatever.
Yeah. Well, let's jump in. We're gonna do this in segments. So if you want to skip around and hear our opinion for some unknown reason, you can. We're gonna start with Xbox because, in my opinion, that was the best one.
Starting off strong. That was easily the best of the three.
And I think the best way to start it off with is let's get the negative part out of the way. I don't like the new Halo.
Oh, it looks like shit. And everything I've seen about it has just made me be like, this isn't even a Halo game.
As somebody who played the original Combat Evolved on an original Xbox when I was a kid, not on release, it was a while after, around the time Halo 2 had been out for a while when I first played Combat Evolved.
Yeah.
For me, when I see this remake, which is the third remake of Combat Evolved at this point, Is it
the third?
Yes, because technically you had Combat Evolved Anniversary, and then depending on how you view it, Master Chief Collection.
Yeah, I mean, Master Chief Collection was technically its own separate thing, but it was just the same game as the... Well, it wasn't exactly the same, to be fair. But yeah, I get what you mean. And so yeah, this would be the third iteration, third remake, I guess, of it.
And I'd argue that it gets worse and worse every single time. We're not going to spend that much time on Halo because I want to talk about the broader showcase.
We could do a whole episode on why the Halo campaign Evolved is just not a Halo game. It looks awful.
No, I wouldn't say it's not a Halo game. I mean, it is a Halo game, but it's the best way, and I mean absolutely no insult. It's Halo for Zoomers.
It's Halo for people who didn't play Halo growing up.
I remember the joke when Infinite got revealed, where it was 30-year-old men everywhere were excited because of Halo Infinite, because it looked like a return to form. That went over really, really badly. But I'd argue that that's more for the live service side of it than the game itself. I wanted to like Infinite. I just, as somebody who played a ton of Halo Reach back in the day, and not as much Halo 3, but mainly Reach, I'm okay with sprint and things of that nature in it to a certain extent, but it's all of the extra that 343 does with the art style. My biggest issue with 343 has always been their art direction, and they just can never get out of their own goddamn way. The
only time they ever cooked was with 4.
No, don't.
It was some of the art direction I think was all right in that game.
I mean, what, the assault rifle?
By some, I mean Halo 4 Cortana, but anyway. Some of the Marines looked all right too.
I mean, yeah, I don't hate a lot of the design.
I'll admit, I didn't even hate the Pelican design from those games either.
I will give them this. I was genuinely surprised they got that running on 360. That should not have. Yeah, that should not have been on 360.
I was gonna say it took 2 discs. I was gonna say.
Listen, Wolfenstein took 4 for 360.
I was gonna say, buddy, it took 2 discs. You had to download a bunch of extra shit in order to actually play it. But it was fun though.
If you go and look at all of the stuff that they're adding for this campaign, if you're into it, more power to you. Once again, it's your money. You use it however you want. But I will say,
go waste it on whatever you want.
But I will say, shit's expensive, and $50 for a Combat Evolved remake that doesn't even have multiplayer in it. Even the CE remake had like multiplayer back on the 360.
Wait,
Yes,
I have a question. Does this shit have couch co-op at all?
yes, it does. It will have couch co-op.
Okay, that's a new thing. All right.
So
For at least for 3 for 3 Halo, that's become a commodity they haven't supported in a while.
yeah, well, it's Halo Studios now. They rebranded.
They rebranded because everybody hates 3 for 3,
Yeah,
but it's still the same. It's still 3 for 3 in my opinion.
I
It's just a rebranding.
I want to see the game fail because there's speculation that, and by speculation it's leaks from the company. Don't get anything wrong about that. Like, they let this come out that if this game does well, they plan on making Halo 2 and they plan on making Halo 3. And
I'm
they're-
gonna be so for real. I hope it fails too.
I
But also, I mean, like, as far as like the side of the internet I've been on, everyone has stopped calling it Halo and it started calling it Galo because of just how retarded the company is lately.
yeah. I mean, I've
Like, maybe that's just for Pride Month. I don't know.
no, I've seen
I'm not really sure, but they're one of the
seen
only
both.
companies that was doing that.
I've seen both sides. I've seen the people that look at this and are super excited.
Oh, I've seen the excited too. We talked about that the other
Yeah,
day when
I
one
mean-
of our friends was mentioning that to me.
Yeah. I've also seen the side that is really negative. I'm just so tired of like the polarization on both sides. Like, I want to see if the game's mediocre. I know that it doesn't get clicks. No one's going to tell you if the game is just okay. They're not going to tell you that it's just okay. It's either shit or it's great. There's no in between nowadays, you know?
That's why the word mid exists. We gotta start using it again.
Yeah, but no one, the problem is like, if you look at reviews now, no one gets anything lower than like a 4 or a 5, and that's deemed bad, even though when it's like on an out of 10 scale, that's mid. That's middle of the road, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and granted, it's no mixtape, let's be honest here, right? The greatest
What do you
game.
mean? Mixtape was a 10 out of 10, brother. What are you talking
What do you
about?
mean? No, that's
That
an
was the-
11 out of 10.
It was an 11 out of 10. I mean, come on. That's the best game that the industry has to offer, where you can literally just set your controller down and it'll play itself.
I'm calling it now. Mixtape's getting Game of the Year.
Oh, God. If it does get Game of the Year, I'm actually going to hang myself.
Oh my God. Well, he said it. So off of Halo, because
Yeah, anyways, moving on. We got plenty of other stuff to
also
cover from the Xbox
revealed-
showcase.
They also revealed a bunch more first party stuff.
Yeah, there was a bunch of stuff. We had like Gears of War E-Day.
I was gonna say
which-
the
yeah.
best looking thing to me is Gears of War E-Day. Now,
It's not even close.
I'm not a big Gears of War fan. I've played the original trilogy. I enjoyed them. I did. I skipped 4 and I played 5. And 5, I didn't like the campaign. I liked the horde mode. I didn't play the multiplayer, but it looks good. Will I pick it up on launch? I don't know. I don't think I could see myself playing that game. Like, I would definitely pick it up on sale. But what do you think about it? What do you think about Gears?
I mean, I've only played like the original 3. Like, what is it? Gears of War 1, 2, and 3. I think E-Day looks fun. I mean, I don't know. It looks interesting based on the gameplay I've looked at. I'm gonna wait till it actually comes out and like there's a little bit of like playtest first before I make a decision to actually purchase it or not. Just because I don't trust game developers at all. And I don't think anybody should these days, as far as the quality of like, especially on PC. If it's actually gonna need like day one patches and shit in order to actually work. But I'm cautiously optimistic. I think that's one of the ones I'm actually excited for, because I mean, I'm not like the biggest Gears fan, like you said. I played the original 3. I enjoyed them. I think like, my favorite was probably between like either 2 or 3. I liked those a lot.
Well, remember, these aren't made by the same They're not made
No,
by
it's not
the same devs
devs
anymore.
It's not the same devs or anything. I mean, I wasn't the Gears devs Epic. That was the guy who
was
did Fortnite now.
Yeah.
Well, it's not the same devs. It's not the same dev team, but like same company that made Fortnite later on.
Yeah, it's the same company. Yeah.
But I mean, also Gears of War goes along with the brand of Xbox 360 quite a little bit well, because I'm pretty sure it was a launch title, if I remember correctly.
I don't remember. I remember
Based on what I remember, the 360 launched with Gears of War as its like flagship title, because it didn't have Halo 3 ready yet.
No, yeah, Halo 3 came out a year later and destroyed like 343's chances of ever making a good Halo game. They just didn't
Well,
know
no, no,
it
no.
was
I
rigged
mean,
from the start.
Halo 3 came out, it destroyed that chance, and then so did Halo Reach as well. Like, let's get real here. Halo Reach was massive.
Yeah, it was, but it was more divisive. But back to Gears.
Definitely more divisive, I agree, but 3 was definitely the unifier, I think. I mean, 3 was my first Halo game I ever played, but either way, back to Gears.
Yeah, back to Gears.
Gears looks promising. I'm excited about it. I'm going to continue to keep up with whatever they release for the information towards it. If it's good, great. If it's bad, whatever. I'm probably still going to buy it and play it. I want to give it a shot.
I will definitely, if I hear that the campaign is good, I will definitely be picking it up, because I've heard that like Gears of War 4, that the campaign is pretty good. It's not great. Like apparently like the first quarter of it is not that great from a gameplay perspective, but like,
yeah,
I hear that it gets better once you actually start fighting the Locust, but different again. So I'm definitely.
I don't know. I'm thinking about probably doing like a co-op playthrough for the first run.
Yeah. What else we got? Minecraft Dungeons.
Okay, we can skip over that. Nobody gives
No
it. It's basically was it like a fucking dungeon crawler, but it's Minecraft.
Yeah.
Cool. Whatever.
Yeah.
There's Fable. I do want to give like shout out to Fable again.
Yeah.
It looks better than the earlier trailers we were seeing with like the god ugly looking bitch that was on the cover or whatever. I don't even remember what the fuck like the promotional artwork was for the game originally, with like this chick with like caterpillars for eyebrows. I don't even want to describe. If you saw it, you saw it. You know what I'm talking about. I'm not crazy. Just weird character design and some wacky art choices. The new trailers, it looks all right. It doesn't look. It doesn't really feel like Fable to me. I've played the old Fable games, but I mean, I don't remember a lot about them. I was very young when I played them.
I've never played them, and I'm gonna be honest. I have no. Well, I have knowledge of it, but I have no interest in this game. I'm not a fan of third person like RPGs, or just like, I like my RPGs turn based, like the good Lord intended.
I will say the third person RPGs have grown on me ever since trying The Witcher 3. I'm not even gonna lie. The Witcher 3 I think is what was the game that kind of.
I mean, one of your favorite games of all time is a third person RPG.
Which one?
Skyrim.
That is not a third person. That's a first person RPG.
You can play it third or first.
Okay, yeah,
person.
yes, you can play it third person, but the game is not designed for you to play it third person. God. Nobody plays that shit third person. If you do, you have to play with mods. I play it with mods with third person all the time, but the base game is not enjoyable in first person. It is awful. Well,
in first person,
you can in third person. It's not enjoyable. First person is really the way to play it. You can really tell you never played the fucking game.
I've never
just
played
by that comment alone.
No, I've never played.
We also got edged by Bethesda. Was it Studio being like flash on screen with an Elder Scrolls Online DLC thing, and then Fallout 76 DLC. Everyone got pissed because they're like, "Oh my god, Elder Scrolls!" And it's like, nope.
By the way, everyone
or like Fallout 3 remake is like, nope.
Everyone that's still listening, get ready for a lot of DLC talk, because that's like most
of the showcases.
Yeah, there were DLC. More DLCs.
DLCs, remakes, and DLCs pretty much like made most of the show as far as I remember. There's some new titles, like obviously one of the big ones I remember from the Xbox showcase was the Persona 6 trailer.
Yeah.
At the end, there was that. There was also a new Castlevania game, which I'm also cautiously optimistic on that one. I don't know. I didn't see it. There wasn't enough like in the trailer to really make an opinion.
It's a Metroidvania, like 2D-ish one, so it has the potential to.
It has the potential to actually be a good Castlevania game, because it's kind of going back to the root of its genre. So
yeah.
Anyways, that's cool. There was like a flight simulator game and a couple other things. I mean,
it looked good. I wanna say something before we like jump over to Sony.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, we put out a podcast episode a while back talking about the new CEO of Xbox when they ousted Phil Spencer and redid everything. I'm genuinely surprised. This new CEO, she is doing a lot of good. I will admit it.
No, I agree. Like we gotta call it where spade is spade, brother. I mean,
I am
they've
so happy
noticed
to be
that they noticed that their marketing and their entire company was going down the fucking toilet, and they're like, "Hey, what if we go back to our fucking roots?"
Yeah, and I thought it was so awesome.
I thought that was a good idea. Like also that that new Xbox design that they did. I thought that was cool.
Yeah. So I was about.
Anyways,
to say,
you're leading into that. I thought probably
that. So the 25th anniversary Xbox, I think, looks absolutely amazing. As someone who remembers all of I never owned any of these, mind you, but I remember seeing all of the clear N64s and all of the clear consoles from back in the day. I think it's absolutely awesome. And dude, they're the only one out of all three of the major showcases that
scratch that itch.
Well, not only scratch that itch, but every single person that was there got a console for free. That specific console. And
which I think is really cool.
That's
amazing. I gotta admit.
I don't know how much the tickets were for that.
Probably extremely expensive. So I assume it's probably not the value of that console probably didn't make up that much of the ticket, but still pretty cool though.
I mean, the consoles are what, $1,000?
But also a lot of those events are invite only usually, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah,
it's usually press or media people who are in the industry, as far as that typically goes.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you can still get some tickets.
You can still get a ticket to go. I don't think that it's closed off to the public, but I just know that there's most of it's press and media, as far as I know.
Yeah. Also, there's a lot of stuff that we haven't talked about yet. For everything.
Oh yeah, we skipped over a shit ton of games and stuff from these showcases, but
So there's also a bunch of stuff that was kind of at all of them. We'll get to that at the end.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have to go over every single game, but I mean, there were a lot of indie games. There were some cool. There's a bunch of remakes. There's a Persona 4 remake. There's a new Spyro game. I guess we forgot about that.
I mean, the Spyro game.
Yeah.
I played some of the older Spyro games. My favorite one, I know this is going to be sacrilege, is a really shitty 2D one on the fucking Game Boy.
I don't. Which one?
I don't remember the name. I still own it, but that's my favorite one. It's a little 2D Spyro game. It's not a real Spyro game.
I don't even remember which Spyro game I played. It was one on the 360. I don't even know.
I'm
looking it up real quick.
Before they turned him into a Skylander and then they brought him back.
It was Legend of Spyro Dawn of the Dragon. That's the one I still have the disc for it.
There you go. I have.
I don't remember if it was good or not. It's been too long since I played it.
Yeah, I haven't played one since the early days of the PlayStation.
That was one of the first games I got on Xbox 360.
Yeah. So
literally the first game I bought was Sonic 06. I got soft locked, returned it, and got that Spyro game. Swear to God, that's literally what happened.
There you go.
Just straight up true story.
Anyways,
moving on
to
Sony.
Oh my God, Sony.
Where do you want to start? I mean, there's a lot of stuff to unpack.
I want to talk about the one positive for me for Sony.
Okay, which one?
And this is such a loaded thing, and I hate it. I got so excited.
Was it the marathon thing?
No, God, no.
Oh.
I got so excited because I saw the Rayman Legends thing, and I thought it was a brand new game. And then when I saw that it was a remake,
I remember when we talked about that. Yeah,
I was so disappointed. One, because it was a remake, and two, because they kind of did some weird 3D-ification to it, and they made it look all dark and boring and fucking, oh my God.
What if we made this shit look like the same schlop we pump out on a regular basis?
And it doesn't look as colorful. It doesn't look as vibrant as the original game does. I love Rayman Legends. That's the game that got me into Rayman, because after that I went and bought Rayman 3D for the 3DS. Don't ever do that. I do not recommend it. But I did it. And I thought it was fun. And then there's Rayman Origins as well, which is great.
Pretty sure I played Rayman Origins.
But that was my highlight for Sony.
You're telling me you didn't get excited about the Hot Wheels game?
Oh, okay. The Hot Wheels game, actually.
I thought that was cool. I actually thought that was actually kind of interesting.
When
I'm
you
not like a racing game guy. The Gundam game also looked interesting.
Yeah, that the actual thing that I would argue, other than the Hot Wheels game, Ace Combat looked awesome. I don't
Oh,
know.
I know. It completely broke the internet. All the fucking chuds are like
I
going
don't.
around with that game, and then all the fucking like lefty chicks are like, "Oh my god, there's a cute anime girl in the game."
Yeah, I don't
Wah.
understand where the
Like,
pink haired.
what is it with that? There was just like one chick with pink hair. There was like multiple other women in there, but like it was like one hot chick in the game. Everyone's
I was
freaking
like,
out.
why is there like this pink haired Asian lady in this?
Because they want to sell copies. I said that when we were watching it. I was like,
Yeah.
dude, they're trying to sell copies for the game, and I'm like, they're fucking right.
Well, Ace Combat 7 or whatever the last one was sold pretty well. I hear a lot of people like it. I
don't know. I might actually buy this one, even though I've never been into these types of games, just because of that. Like, I swear to God, just because of that stupid character. Dude, we could be like Tom Cruise, bro.
Oh my Scientology, brother.
Scientology, bro.
I can be sitting on top of a Scientology building waiting for the Raiders to get up there and just play the Dark Souls music.
Exactly. Start playing Vort's theme.
Yeah, there you go. Is that the one we're going for? Vort's theme?
Yeah, that's like the most iconic song from the game. I mean, everyone always uses that.
You don't think Tom Cruise is worthy of being like the
like Nameless
tiny
King or something like that?
No,
or,
the tiny
like
plink plink plonk man.
Nah, he ain't got Gwyn's fucking song. He's got like Pinwheel's music or whatever from Dark Souls 1.
He ain't like tiny plink plink plonk, like plunk plink plunk.
Does Pinwheel even have a song? I don't even remember, honestly.
Dude,
I don't remember.
Everyone kills.
He killed him in like 2 seconds, so you can't even hear the song.
Yeah.
Whatever. If there was a song for that fight, nobody ever heard it.
All right, let's stop procrastinating. I know you want to talk about this.
Monster Hunter Wilds.
That's not.
I'm joking with you. I'm fucking with you. Resident Evil Veronica.
Just say it. I know you want to talk about it.
God of War Laundry.
Go for it. This one's in your wheelhouse.
That's not even the actual name. It's like, was it? What is the actual name? Well, I don't even remember what it was actually called.
Like Laurie, Laundry.
Laufey? Is that how you say it?
Laufey?
Laufey?
Laufey, I'm pretty sure. Something like that.
I don't know. There's a bunch of faggot shit in it. I mean, you can blur that out or whatever. I don't know if we have to cut that part out of the YouTube. My bad. Either way,
that would involve me doing work, and I don't do.
Yeah, it involves you doing work, and we're not monetized anyways, so you get the uncensored shit. Yeah. Just make sure we don't advertise this to children. But basically, Kratos' dead wife is the protagonist of a game, and she's got a magical talking sword and a talking gelatinous cube, I think, right?
Yeah, so it's a talking.
It's named like Fred, or what was the fucking cube's name again? I forgot.
I have no idea.
It's probably like Fred or Frank. It was something with an F. I don't remember what it was. Some stupid cube. They all sound retarded and gay. And like there was like one screen like moment with like Kratos, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, it's Kratos!" And I'm like, who cares?
I saw so many edits of people that were trying to be like, "Oh, this is the part where," like, apparently, spoilers by the way, in one of the older like games where Kratos like died for a split second. And like that was supposedly like people were trying to be like, this is this part, and it's like, okay, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't believe that at all.
I didn't like the new God of War games. I like the old ones.
The gameplay made me want to blow my brains out because it looked like it was all just cinematics. There was no like combat or any sort of like actual gameplay. Like there was a little bit, but like it felt like it was like a 70 or like an 80-20 split of like just all cinematics and no gameplay.
I want you to know this, and for anyone that's excited for this, it literally looks like gotcha gameplay. Like, you know how like ZZZ or Zenless Zone Zero.
Honestly, Zenless Zone Zero has more complicated gameplay than that.
Like,
and all you have to do is spam your like. You can spam spacebar and pretty much beat any combat encounter in fucking ZZZ, and you don't even need to play with both hands.
I find it so insulting because back in the day, right? Games.
Dude, God of War was so much fun though.
Well, it's not just God of War. Like games.
Like old games were games.
Games were able to, like, what made games special was the cinematic gameplay was you actually playing the game and actually having weight to your decisions. I hate to keep bringing up Halo, but like all the Warthog runs at the end of Halo.
If you were actually driving, that wasn't
Combat,
a fucking cutscene.
yeah, Combat Evolved and Halo 3. Those were great. All of the tank scenes in Halo were great because you did them. It didn't feel like they had training wheels on you the whole fucking time and had to they didn't respect
You're
your
in a fucking
intelligence.
padded room or whatever, like where they're just like, "Hey, we're gonna take you to the end of the finish line. Hi, I'm Goofy. I'm gonna take you from here to there."
Well, no, it's like they never take the training wheels off. They always hold your hand. It's a
Yeah,
very guided way of doing things, which is
and they
wild
just
to.
patented a new. Sony just patented a fucking thing where they're gonna like where they can have AI assist you with the fucking game if you're like stuck,
What
or just play the game for you
well,
to beat a level.
the thing that genuinely surprises me is like people claim that they want freedom. People claim that they want like all of this, that, and the other in games, and we've seen like a big trend in like open world. I'm not an open world fan. Let me just be very clear about that. But what the hell is the point of giving people that freedom? And then when it comes to the actual fighting or combat or story elements in the game, you decide to go and make choices irrelevant, hold hands, like rail the fucking gameplay in a sense where you make people think that it's deep when it's actually not. And you have people online that get online and defend this stuff. And hey, if you enjoy it, that's your type of game, you must be a game journalist. That's all I can say.
Okay, there's the audience for what is it? God of War Lofty is Sony fanboys, Redditors, and Discord mods.
And mind you,
And maybe some culture warriors on Twitter. I don't know. We could probably include them too.
these are the same people that were getting angry because the only Xbox exclusive is that's coming to PlayStation is going to be the new Combat Evolve remake. Which, by the way, Sony fans, if and Halo fans in general, if your game's so good, why are y'all getting pissed that all you're getting is Halo? Sony stripped their exclusives away first, and when Xbox does it, all of a sudden it's bad.
Yeah, I know, for real though. Like Sony was like, "Wham, we're not putting our games on Steam anymore."
We're not putting them on Xbox either
But
because
even Xbox's exclusive is on Steam. Like, was it God of War? Or not God of War? Gears of War is going to
Gears
be.
of War's-
Sorry, I got that mixed up for a second there. Like Gears of War is on. It's going to be on Steam and Xbox. It's not, but it's not going to be on PlayStation though.
yeah, because Xbox is pushing that play like your way or whatever. Whereas
Yeah, that's like their whole thing because they did that collaboration with the ROG Ally, where they're like that whole like push that they've been trying to like go for with like they play on whatever platform you want, like just play your games on our consoles.
Which, by the way, the new, in my opinion, with the Steam price hikes, we didn't get to talk about that last week. The
Oh yeah,
ROG
that's pretty rough.
Xbox, like Ally X, the $1,000 one, is a really good fucking console, especially compared to the what's it called, the Steam
The
Deck.
Steam
Now.
Deck.
It's
No,
an-
I agree. Like it's actually like kind of a competitive product at the moment, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, and especially if you can find a good used one. And Microsoft sells
Yeah,
refurbished ones, and that's all we're going to talk
that
about
too.
on that. Unless you have
I will
anything to
say,
say.
I still think that there's one business decision that I think would be really interesting if Xbox actually did, is if they do this one crazy idea where they add the functionality to play Steam games on Xbox.
That could come down
That
the
would
line.
like where they transform the Xbox console platform into basically just becoming like basically like a
Windows.
like a Windows sort of thing,
Well,
which
that's
like a
what
Windows game that's
the
like
Ally
still
is.
Xbox as the brand. Yeah, no, I know that's exactly what the Ally is. And like if you transform Xbox into that, I feel like they'd make so much more money because like the PC buying market is so rough at the moment. But it would take a lot of configuration and like product work on their end. I do know that it's not like a simple just turn it on and it's going to work because the Xbox is a very like specific device.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the same time, it would be very competitive on the market if they did do that. I'm just saying.
100%. Getting back to Sony and their thing though. Some other stuff, of course, Monster Hunter Wilds is finally confirmed to be getting a big DLC, and I think it looks cool. As a Monster Hunter fan, as
I'm
somebody,
cautiously optimistic, and I just hope it runs on my PC.
I
Because the base game barely did.
I have a lot of issues with Monster Hunter Wilds. I might make a video in the future specifically talking about Wilds and why, at least for me, it was a huge disappointment, purely comparing it to Monster Hunter Worlds. But I will also say this: Monster Hunter World was a great game, and it only got better with
Over
Iceborne,
time.
which
Yeah.
was its DLC. And the
So that
issue
could be the case here. You never know.
yeah, the issue with Wilds though is just fundamentally there's a lot of mechanics that don't make you engage with like the world as much as like Monster Hunter World did. Take a shot every time I say world, don't actually. Um
Mm.
but
I mean, Wilds, you basically just jump on your fucking mount and it takes you to the monster. You jump off mount, beat the shit out of monster, jump on mount, sharpen weapon,
yeah,
repeat.
it's once again like I said earlier about the God of War Lowry or whatever. I'm gonna
Laundry.
mispronounce.
I'm just gonna call it by the meme name at this point. I refuse to
Uh,
go actually try to pronunciate it.
I'm gonna call it laundering because it just looks like a money laundering scheme. But the the main thing was the fact that it holds your hand the whole time. It doesn't make you think. It seems like these developers, I don't know if they're afraid of letting people think for themselves. I know that that's what it is personally, or they just think you're stupid, or in some cases they downright hate you. I don't know, but I'm cautiously optimistic. It looks really cool. We're going back into the sky. This is nothing new for Monster Hunter. Yeah, you've fought in the sky before. Hell, we fought under the water in some of the old Monster Hunter games as well. So it looked really, really cool. But it was DLC, and we saw a lot of that.
Yeah, like most of these trailers and stuff were DLC and stuff like that. Again, some of them were like either like free updates to like already existing games or
Remasters,
some of them remasters or like
the
re-releases of games. It's
the Wolf Among Us is getting a sequel,
yeah.
and they're remaking the first game, and they're gonna put that on the platform so that everyone can play it. They're
Oh yeah, I forgot about the Wolverine game. That's another big one. That was like the big start of the showcase for Sony.
I was at,
I probably should have mentioned that.
no, I was actually just about to say there's also what they opened with, which was Wolverine. I'm not a big Marvel guy, so I will pass this off to Coolshirt.
I'm a Marvel fan, or at least I was at like 10 years ago or whatever. I don't know. Like I used to read the comics. I used to like be a huge fan of like X-Men and stuff like that. I like old X-Men. I like the old X-Men movies. I like a lot of like the stuff from that. I haven't watched anything from the Disney era of X-Men. Anything that they've released recently, I'm like, don't care. This game, it looks okay. I don't think it looks anything that special. It's just an extremely gory game where you run around as Wolverine and beating the shit out of cyberpunk enemies. I mean, the only thing I could really tell from this trailer was that it's just like the enemies look like they're straight ripped out of Cyberpunk 2077 or whatever the game's called. And it's just Wolverine. I don't know. I would have been like more excited to see him fighting like actual like enemies or villains from the Marvel stuff or whatever. Like I get it's supposed to be like a hack and slash sort of style game, and sure, maybe it's going to be fun because of the dismemberment or something like that. It just doesn't appeal to me, and I it's made by the same people that made the Spider-Man games. Those did not appeal to me either, so not a fan.
It to me it looked like something where, and I hope it's not like this, but it might be one of those games where they show off all of the gore and the dismemberment because that's the only hook that they have. I know that specifically like Western culture, when it comes to the media that we watch, we seem to love violence and gore. I'm not saying
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
movies make you violent or anything like that.
No, I mean, but as a society, I mean, look at our like most popular shows. We had like The Walking Dead was huge for a long time.
Breaking Bad is literally a
Breaking
show
Bad,
about criminals. I mean, and it's really popular.
Is it Sopranos is the same way. I mean, I remember that one
Game of
being pretty
Thrones
violent.
has people
Game of
killing
Thrones,
each
yeah.
other left, right, and center. The NBA Finals has people beating each other up in the streets afterwards.
Hockey is like the only reason you buy a hockey ticket is to watch the players beat the shit out of each other and go to the penalty box.
Yeah, like that. But I hope that there's more to it. I won't play it because I don't own a PlayStation and I'm not spending.
I'm not
money.
planning on buying a PlayStation just to go play a Wolverine game that I'm like, I'm not that interested in. Like I like Wolverine as a character, I always have. But like I will be real, they had the greatest opportunity to make him like was it like 4'8" or some shit, like super short, and go comic book accurate Wolverine with this one. Like I think that would have been way funnier. I think I would have actually wanted to buy it if they just went full comic book Wolverine.
The real question is we know that there's going to be a lot of other like X-Men and like Marvel characters that show up. Do you think they're brave enough to put Deadpool in it, or do you think
They
Ryan
might.
Reynolds is too expensive?
I mean they could always. They don't even have to use Ryan Reynolds. They could always use the guy who I forget the voice actor who did the old Deadpool game. I don't remember his name. Hell, it could have been Matt Mercer for all I know. I don't fucking know. It's a pretty popular voice actor from that time period. I don't remember who voices Deadpool from that old Deadpool game from the 360, but could just use that guy. I don't know. I mean, Wolverine's in that game, so yeah. I mean, I don't know. So I mean, there's a lot of I guess not similarities there, but that's a very different game from a different era.
Yeah, and the Gundam game was this one, right?
It was called like Gundam. What was it called?
But it was in the Sony showcase, right? We're not gonna.
Yeah, it showed it off in the Sony showcase.
I mean, you're just recently getting into
Rogue
Gundam.
Orbit.
Yeah.
Yes, I am. I'm a recent Gundam fan.
I've been into Gundam for years, so I'm cautiously optimistic because as also a Transformers fan, you'll realize one thing. They haven't made good fucking games for either Transformers or Gundam in years.
It's been more than a decade.
And when the best thing that you have to get excited for are remakes, something.
I don't even want a remake of some of those games. I just want them to port them. I don't want a remake of like the War Fall for Cybertron games, dude. Just put them on, like, let me buy them again, or just like put them on the servers up or some shit. I don't even care. Like.
And the other thing is a lot of the really good Gundam games never came to the US or just the
West. They're like Japanese exclusive.
So
and there's sometimes like fan translations and stuff, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
See, I might get into that. I don't know. I watched a video about that earlier. They're kind of interested in some of those.
Yeah, I mean that was about it. Sony was
there were some hits, but like. Definitely watching that show, I was more disappointed than I was like excited. Like the most excited I was probably about was the Lords of the Fallen 2, but I've already been keeping up with all that information for that game well before this trailer.
And we can't talk about Sony without talking about the huge elephant in the room, or as I'd like to say, the huge traveler in the room.
Oh, you mean Final Fantasy 7 again?
No, the traveler in the room. We Want Destiny 3 was the only thing on both the YouTube and the Twitch chat for the entirety of the Sony like little state of play or whatever the fuck they call it.
It's called the state of play.
Yeah, and
it was beautiful sight to behold. Watching it live was great. It was just like all We Want Destiny 3.
I'm not going to talk about.
There were a few Bloodborne 2s in there. I gotta give credit to our Bloodborne fans. The copium is real within the Sony community. I gotta admit.
So I'm not going to talk about.
Where's Bloodborne 2?
I'm not going to talk about Destiny. There's an entire podcast episode that kind of sums up my opinions on it. That was the last one posted. You can go watch that if you'd like.
It died.
The final update has come out. It's really good. It's really fun, but it's just Destiny at the end of the day. We want Destiny 3, and that's about it. So there was also Final Fantasy.
Yeah, Final Fantasy 7. We got to see Tifa Lockhart's titties on screen for like an hour, and that was about all I remember watching.
Final Fantasy bleeded into everything.
I was gonna say, and then I'm pretty sure they also added Tifa to like some Street Fighter game, right?
Yes,
and they also did that as well. Yeah, there was like, we got double whammy of Tifa's titties or whatever on the stream, as far as I remember.
So this is it appears to be the year of Final Fantasy 7, or at least it feels like that. Like that's the only game that Square Enix will like acknowledge when it comes to Final Fantasy, and it's a real shame. Look, I like Final Fantasy VII. I do not love it. I played the original, the turn-based one. I think it's great. I've not played the remaster or the reimagining or whatever the hell they fucking call it. And
They've got like 3 names and they all look kind of weird to me.
I don't like any of them from what I've seen. They've changed the story. They changed the story beats. They changed character motivations. If that's something you're into, hey, more power to you. I don't like it. And this new game, and I'm going to mainly talk about this when we get to Nintendo, but I absolutely despise the seeming like want for these companies to take their old, already existing games that they know people have nostalgia for, and instead of just making new fucking IPs, and Persona was doing this for a while, but they finally announced 6. That's the only reason that they're not
in the
part of
crossfire,
this.
even though they also announced a 4 remake, but I mean, whatever.
Yeah,
like,
but
they
at least
both in the same. It was
at
like
least
both
it
of those got
wasn't
announced.
at least it wasn't another 5 spin-off, which we've gotten 3
True,
of.
because there's been a lot of them. Yeah,
And I don't understand why these companies are taking old games that worked perfectly fine, that define their fucking era, and seem to think we're going to bring them into the modern age, but we don't believe that modern gamers will play them. And I've seen it because as somebody who's in the Halo community, I watched as 343 created, and it always comes back to Halo. They created a divide between the old and the new fans. And
Yep.
Final Fantasy has done the exact same goddamn thing. Now, granted, the other Final Fantasy game that they showed off is an actual Final Fantasy game. It's turn-based.
and
It's
it looks
great.
interesting.
It looks amazing. I plan on playing that game. I do. I
think I do as well, because I really liked Octopath Traveler, and it looks like similar to that.
I'm a big
And
fan of the Octopath Traveler games.
I want to play the rest of the Octopath Traveler games because Octopath Traveler was like really, really fun, and it had a great soundtrack too.
Yeah, and how what my main D&D character that I like use in everything now shares the name of one of the main characters. So
That's true.
From that game. Figure it out.
That's right. Prum.
There you go. So
I wanted to say this comment real quick before we move off the point of, like, you know, these companies recycling their old garbage.
We're gonna bring it back.
No. No, trust me. We can't talk about that Nintendo without bringing that up as well.
Yeah.
But let me bring this up. I have this theory. Do you think everybody's just copying Disney?
Nintendo is that I was gonna make that
comparison. Is that a weird correlation to make? Because like I think anyone who's just like has eyes can notice that like all Disney's doing is just recycling their old IPs whenever they're like getting to the point where they're about to go into the public domain. And it's just so they can continuously make money off of that shit. That's like all I can tell with Disney, at least, is they buy up all these franchises and they just like cycle shit until it's ready to get like, we'll release a live action version now, and wow.
All right, well, for the people that want to, that's the end of Sony. This is now Nintendo.
Yeah,
Nintendo is video game Disney.
Oh, 100%. They always have been.
After this direct, you cannot say that Nintendo is not video game Disney, because they are in their era where they are now just doing remasters and ports of their old stuff onto the new consoles. Hell, look at the Switch 2. The best fucking Pokemon game on there is from 20 plus years ago in Fire Red and Leaf Green.
Yeah.
And that's not even up for debate. That's just true. There is no system seller on the Switch 2 unless you're a huge niche fan of Kirby Air Ride,
or Star Fox.
They showed off a lot of Star Fox in the previous direct. This one was,
They showed off more.
Yeah, this one was, and I would argue, the worst Nintendo Direct so far of all time. I
wanted to blow my brains out while watching it.
I wouldn't go that far.
It was early in the morning. I was fucking like pissed while watching it. I don't know. Everything that they showed off, I was just like, that looks like awful. That looks terrible. When they got to the Fire Emblem thing, I was just like, you're kidding, right?
The best looking things, in my opinion, because this is going to be mostly negative. I'm sorry, Nintendo fanboys. Stop buying this shit and maybe they'll make good games again. The best things that they showed off was Switch Resort. And even that, they got rid of the Miis. I don't understand why you can have an absolute W where you bring Mii's back with Tamagotchi Life, but then you have the Mii Sports Resort and you get rid of the Mii's. It makes no fucking sense, you know? And
Nintendo be doing some interesting methods.
the Splatoon campaign only game looks cool. It's gonna be cheaper. It's a campaign only. If you like the Splatoon campaigns, I think that it's probably gonna be good.
You want to know what my hottest take from that Nintendo Direct was?
What?
The best like little showcase that they did, in my opinion, was whenever they were like, "Yeah, look, we're adding Devil May Cry 5 to the Switch too." And I was just like, "It's like this game's like almost 10 years old already." And I'm like, "This is the best thing I've seen so far." I'm just gonna be real. Like,
here's the thing:
that's the best. Like, it looks better than everything else they showed off, and it's a game that's like super old.
Yeah, but here's the problem. Speaking of Devil May Cry, they also showed off the reason why this Nintendo Direct was so bad. Continuing on what Coolshirt said, is the majority of the stuff that they showed off was not first-party Nintendo stuff. And I hate to break it to anyone who only owns a Switch fucking 2. You are buying an inferior product if you are buying non-first-party Nintendo games, because all of these other games can be played on other hardware and they run so much better. Whoever thought...
I know, right? Who wants to play some Space Marine 2 on fucking Switch?
Whoever thought that Space Marine
I saw that. I was just like, bruh. I was like, it's like the not the Hot Pocket, the fucking Molten Lava Honey Buns or whatever, just like in your hand.
A game that barely runs well on PCs. You're gonna put that on a fucking Nintendo Switch. It was broken after this last patch on PlayStation.
Is that why all the PlayStation players kept crashing?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
And look, I think it's really cool, once again, if you want it on the go. But as we said earlier, the Xbox Ally X.
Yeah, ROG Ally or whatever. Yeah,
that's
just go that way. Or, yeah.
I mean, hell,
even if you can get a Steam Deck that's not like the OLED one or whatever, it's also probably the way.
A good used Steam Deck is 100% the way. Look, if you want to buy a Switch 2 for first-party Nintendo games, I say go for it, especially before they hike the price up. It's already not really worth $500, but it's not going to be worth whatever they increase the price to.
But Fire, what about Xenoblade and Kingdom Hearts?
Okay, Kingdom Hearts, once again, falls into the you can play it on a different fucking console. Notice how we haven't talked about a majority of games in specific showcases, because you can play them.
Are not exclusive. Yeah, no, a lot of these are a lot of them are just on all the platforms, to be fair. Like, it's like a lot of these are just games that are already on other consoles, or just like, okay, this was like Lords of the Fallen 2 is also announced. They also had a trailer on this Direct as well. But I'm like, okay, but it was on all of them though, so it's like that's not even that important.
The thing that pisses me off so much about this is Nintendo is the first of these big three companies that pulled out of E3 back in the day. Can you look up when the last E3 was for me?
2018. I don't need to.
2018?
I don't need to. I remember.
They pulled out back in 2018, back when Nintendo still was actually making decent shit. Okay? And that caused E3 to die.
Hell yeah, I was right.
Yeah, I knew you were right once you gave me the number. That caused E3 to eventually die. And here's the thing.
Okay, to be fair, I got fact checked. The last in-person E3 event was in 2018 or whatever, but they did like virtual ones like online that weren't actual like events.
Okay.
Up to 2021. But either way, the E3 as we knew it as like gamers died in 2018.
There we go. Well, it's not just about gaming. Here's the thing, and here's why I wish we had E3 right now, and why I think it needs to come back. Society is more fractured than we've ever fucking been. Forget politics. I'm just talking culture. And the thing is, right, we waste so much fucking time. You have to look 3 different fucking days for all of this fucking bullshit. The closest thing we have nowadays is the Summer Games Fest, which I would argue...
Yeah, I was going to say, I have to give some credit to, like, was it Jeff Keighley or whatever his name is, for, like, that event. I honestly think that, like, he's kind of becoming the new E3 in some ways, and kind of consolidating a lot of the industry into, like the Game Awards and, like, that showcase and stuff like that, with bringing more attention and stuff into that organization. And I mean, I hope that they actually turn it into something that's more like E3 used to be.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, you could go in person. You could buy a ticket. You didn't have to be invited. You didn't have to be an industry guy. You could just buy a ticket and
You could
go.
be a fat chud who plays video games and go, watch a bunch of showcases.
Well, no, it wasn't just watching showcases. You could play games.
No, there was
like
game. There was game show. There was game demos. There were stands that we could go talk to the developers.
Things like that.
There were fighting game tournaments. You're right. There was also cosplay events.
E-girls,
yeah,
doing things.
That's
right. The dumpsters in the back.
They were selling posters and shit. It's like a convention, but actually, like, there's a reason you're there.
Yeah. And that's the main thing. Like, there's so many conventions now. Like, there's mainly anime conventions, but I like anime. I do, but I love video games. I've always loved video games. And even with how honestly just mediocre to bad 90% of gaming is right now, I wished as a kid that I could have gone to E3. I didn't have money back then. I was a kid.
Back when I was a kid, when I was a kid, I always wanted to go.
And now you can't do that.
I'll be real though, if I had a time machine and I could go back to a period of time where I could go to like a big event, I wouldn't want to go to an E3. I'd rather go to just like a midnight release of like one of the OG Halo games.
Oh, I'd go to a Super Bowl.
Oh, another one I would also probably do is the midnight release for Skyrim. I know it's kind of weird, a random one, but that's another one I would like to,
But
anyways,
with all of that said, Nintendo caused that. And
yep, fuck Nintendo.
With all of the stuff that they're putting out, we're only going to talk about two things before we wrap this up when it comes to Nintendo. The Ocarina of Time remake. We've known that this was coming. Like, there've been leaks about it forever that Nintendo had been letting out. Let me tell you this. They made Link look like an Unreal Engine 5 midget.
Fucking hell. I didn't even... Wait, is it that bad? I don't remember it being that bad. Wait, does it actually show him in the trailer?
Yes, you see young Link just lying in his, like, little...
Oh my god, he looks awful. What the fuck?
He looks like an Unreal Engine 5 midget.
Looks like Yamcha in the crater.
We saw absolutely nothing. That's all we saw. Mind you, there's two ways they can take this. They can do a complete just remake, or a remaster, I mean, where they keep everything exactly the same other than make it look like dog shit, okay? Or they can do what Final Fantasy did and what the trend is. And I believe that that's what they're going to do, because I know I'm going to sound like a broken record. Nintendo's 10 years in the past. Nintendo is always catching up. And what has the industry been doing? Remakes. I think they're going to turn this game into a Breath of the Wild style, full open world, and just absolutely destroy it. And they're going to make the game fit the Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom ecosystem, as opposed to an actual Ocarina of Time game. And I would hope that would be the true final nail in the coffin, because the last two Zelda games...
dude, what are you talking about, dude? The community's gonna eat that schlop up, dude. Come on.
No one liked the last Zelda game.
What do you mean? A ton of people liked the last Zelda game.
No, the Zelda one where you play as Zelda.
Oh, sorry, not that one. I meant Tears of the Kingdom. Was that Zelda game was considered a Legend of Zelda game? I thought that was just like a spin-off.
No, it's considered a Zelda game.
Oh, okay.
So it uses...
Sorry, I'm not a big enough fan in order to understand what is and isn't a Zelda game.
And look, I want to sit here and say that I'm wrong. I do, but I don't think I am. I could be. God, I hope I am, but I don't think I am. And that what are you supposed to do? Like that's supposed to be... Zelda's a system seller.
You just eat your goy schlop and go home.
And here's the thing. If that game flops, which if it is a reimagining, and it really could flop if that was the case, Nintendo's last bank is Pokemon.
Wait, they're adding Final Fantasy 14 online to Switch too?
Yes.
That's retarded. Anyways, sorry, that was a tangent.
Once again, you can play it better on PC. Hell,
you can play it better on anything, to be honest.
Yeah.
You can play it better on a potato.
The other thing that is, I know that you and I both want to talk about, is the latest Soul Slop game. that
Oh
will
my
be
god, you
coming.
want to talk about Dusk Bloods?
The closest thing
The coolest thing about that trailer was the talking rat.
the
Changed my
closest
mind.
thing that chuds everywhere will ever get to Bloodborne 2.
Oh yeah, and you have to buy a Switch too just to play it.
So, for some godforsaken reason, FromSoft didn't learn from their last, their last outing and decided, well, whatever the hell Night Rain
No,
was.
I think they did learn. That's the problem. They made a shitload of money off of their last one.
Yeah.
They just what is it? They what is it? Asset swapped a bunch of fucking shit from their titles, put it into a game. We're like, yo, here's this game where you go boss rush or whatever, a bunch of enemies. I mean, I'll be real, like Night Rain. If you had a bunch of like dedicated friends to go play, it's not that bad of a game. But at the same time, I wasn't for me. I wasn't a big fan of it.
I mean, I'm not a fan of Elden Ring. In my personal opinion, FromSoft hasn't made anything good since like
I got bummed out when I killed Nameless King and Elden Ring Night Rain in basically no time at all. I was like, there's no way they made like that boss like a fucking pussy in this game.
Dude, it's soul slop. I hate that I have to.
No, I know it absolutely is. It's just like a mishmash of just Souls bullshit from all the different franchises. I mean, that's literally what it is. That's the whole like point of the game.
Yeah, it's imagine taking Dark Souls and turning it into Call of Duty. That's what they've done in terms of.
So you know what Dark Souls 3 did so perfectly? What if they did that, but they did it like 10 times worse and like shat all over the floor?
You know, they could probably just port Dark Souls 3 to fucking Switch, and it would be a better fucking thing than whatever the hell Duskborn, that's not it. Duskbloods is going to be.
I'm okay with Duskborn. I think that's a good name for it, actually. Yeah, Duskborn, Duskbloods. I mean, Bloodborne's like really entire thing is about blood. I mean, the whole plot's about the fucking like the syphilis inside their blood or whatever, right? Or the enlightenment of the fucking insight or whatever to become like feral zombies or hunting down the local fucking civilian population.
And that's really the only thing of note when it comes to Nintendo, because everything else,
I mean, yeah, you're not wrong,
was DLC. It was either
DLC or like just remake bullshit or ports.
Yeah, and if you're buying, I sound like a fucking broken record.
All right, quit. You don't have to keep repeating yourself.
Yeah, like get a PC.
Well, that's the problem. Fire is too expensive right now because there's this lovely little thing called artificial intelligence companies and stuff, and all these other corporations that are jerking each other's off, in order to artificially increase the price of all of the parts.
It doesn't have to be new. It doesn't have to be top of the line. You can build a good enough PC without the fucking $1,000+ bullshit.
It's possible, but it's becoming more and more unrealistic by the day.
That's why I say do it now. The best.
Oh yeah, I agree. Do it now because it ain't gonna get better. It's only gonna get worse.
And that's the state of gaming right now. It's remakes.
It's the state of the world we live in, dude. It's not even just the state of gaming. I feel like I could say that about a lot of things.
This is a gaming episode.
I know it's a gaming episode. I only brought up fucking Disney because they also have games and whatnot. Well, technically, they're relevant because of Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, so you can't hate me too much for that one.
The only people I know that play Kingdom Hearts are women. Continuing on.
All right.
Listen, I could have named. I can name a million things that if the gaming industry were to do, they would rake in tons and tons of money. But the problem is, just like Destiny 3, it costs too much money to make, and no one wants to spend money anymore. They just want to make money. Could you imagine how much like Xbox would have absolutely blown the lid off the place if they had shown a Fallout New Vegas remaster?
Or even a Fallout 3 remaster. God, there's been rumors about that for a while.
No, and they remastered 4. That's what you get. Could you imagine?
Don't even bring that shit up. Fuck that, dude.
Could you imagine?
It's like, that was so dumb.
If
a game that did not need a remaster got a remaster.
Could you imagine if Microsoft also came out and said, hey, Gears of the original trilogy is coming to one bundle. It's coming to PC. Could you imagine if Sony had come out and just greenlit Destiny 3? No, I'm kidding. If Sony
sorry, I can't imagine something that's impossible.
I know. If Sony had come out and any of their dormant franchises, Ratchet and Clank, what was another one?
The actual God of War game.
Yeah, actually remastered the original God of Wars and we're porting them to PS5,
You see, they can't physically do that because those games are quote unquote problematic nowadays.
You know what else is problematic?
Because Kratos gets pussy, man. That's all I'm saying.
Listen, at what point, and we were talking about this with a friend earlier, at what point as an investor in any of these like companies, specifically Sony, do you sit down and if you keep incurring losses, do you have to sit there and be like, hey, there's money that's being left on the table when you don't make this shit? We already have standing that like in America that these companies are not beholden to customers. They're beholden to shareholders. Shareholders, you all suck. The majority of the country hates you. This is your chance to do something, actually worth a damn and push these companies to make these games that people want. You're never going to do it because you people are too busy ruining everything else in this goddamn fucking world. But hey, you could do one good thing. You could at least make it to where I can play a good game while you're burning everything to the ground.
The bread is stale.
That's just my opinion on that. I'm not excited for much. The amount of games that come out every year that I've been excited for has gone down and down every single year. I don't think it's going to get better. There's going to be more Nintendo Directs throughout the year. I don't think that they're going to change anything on that.
You're telling me you're not excited about Marathon?
As I was about to say, there are certain things we didn't talk about. We didn't talk about Marathon. We didn't talk about Fire Emblem. We didn't talk about...
We did talk about Fire Emblem. I brought it up.
I didn't.
Okay, well, I guess I don't count. I'm not a part of the podcast.
You do, but I completely ignored it because I loved Fire Emblem. And Three Houses is not Fire Emblem. I'm sorry for the people that need to hear that. And it's infected. It's the Breath of the Wild thing. It's infected Fire Emblem, and now Nintendo can't move on.
Honestly, Fire Emblem Warriors is more Fire Emblem than Three Houses was.
Yeah. Well, it depends. There's a Three Houses Fire Emblem Warriors, Coolshirt.
All right, don't tell me that. I forgot. I didn't play that one, and fuck you.
Yeah.
I stopped playing after Three Houses. And apparently there was a bunch of DLC for Three Houses, too. I never played that either.
Yeah. It's a real shame. It really is, because I used to get excited for shit, dude. I used to be able to buy 1 or 2 games a year and play them for months, if not the entire year. Nowadays, games are made to be disposable. That's like everything in our society now. It's meant to be disposable, and it sucks.
And that's why I keep going back to games that are like a decade or longer old.
I mean, I'm in the same way. I still play Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Sky to this day. I
recently beat Dark Souls 2.
I recently went and changed every single battery in my Gen 3 Pokemon cartridges so that I can shiny hunt in those old games. Yeah,
there you go.
You can do it in the new games and it's easier, but it devalues it. And that's the issue with modern games, is they don't hold the same value anymore.
I get so bored with the new Pokemon games. Like, I don't even understand like the appeal of them. Like, I don't know how you can play those games for longer than like a couple like hours or so. And like, I got the whole fucking Pokedex finished in like Sword and Shield. I fucking hated that game. I absolutely fucking hated that game. It didn't take me that long to complete the text though.
And that's
just like, it's so stupid. The
single player stuff, like the story.
Yeah, I know.
The multiplayer stuff, I'd argue is 10 times worse.
I don't even interact with it. I'm just like,
you either
I'm only
have
there for the
endless
player.
friend slop, which is all that comes out now.
Yeah.
Or you have, and this is just a conspiracy theory, I have to say that, you have games like PvP games that their algorithms are now being targeted to make you spend money. It's not about actually providing.
How is that a conspiracy? That was like shit that was influenced by Jeffrey Epstein and the docs or whatever, bro. Back in like 2013.
I don't believe everything in those things. Sorry, buddy.
All right, whatever. But like, that's been going on in the gaming industry for a while, though.
I mean,
do you remember like Battlefront?
Never been confirmed.
It's been in front of our faces with like the loot boxes and shit for years.
There have been quote unquote leaks and things. There was that patent as well.
I don't think if a duck is in front of me, I'm going to call it a fucking duck. I'm going to be real. They're clearly trying to get money out of everybody in all these games. That's been happening for a long time.
But as I was actually going to finish the statement by saying all these algorithms are doing is making players frustrated and making players uninstall and move on. There's no dedicated hardcore fan bases.
All right, time to uninstall my heart.
There you go. And I just wish that games weren't throwaways anymore. I wish that with the increase in prices that you actually got games that were worth a damn. And before anyone comes and says gaming was like individual games are cheaper than they've ever been and bring up it was like hundreds of dollars to get games back in the day, when you go and look at inflation, games back then were worth it. Games back then were worth playing.
I never paid like $100. I never paid anything close to like $70 for games back when I was younger.
But I'm saying like the old stuff. I'm talking like NES era.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't a part of that era.
I wasn't
that shit
either,
was
but
like
that's
completely
whatever.
different.
That's
like boomer talk.
No, this is online arguments that the modern generation uses to defend corporate greed and defend the prices of these games.
Does anyone actually like listen to those people though?
I mean, I listened. I'm talking about it. Stupider people get platforms and have opinions. So
yeah, you're not wrong. I agree with that. There are a lot of stupid people with platforms,
and that's just my opinion on it. I want games to be better. I want games to be the way.
I just want games to be games again.
Yeah, I want to be able to look at a game and not be like, damn, this still isn't even worth the $60 that I paid back in the day for Halo Reach. It always comes back to Halo with me. I'm sorry, but it's true. Halo Reach was the perfect game. Not gameplay or story-wise, but value-wise. And we have never surpassed that game, in my opinion, in terms of the value that you got from just that one disc. Which, mind you, the game was on it and you owned it. Nowadays, you don't even own your games.
I have 3 copies of that game because of the fact that one of mine got red ringed.
I purchased that game 4 times, and I would purchase it again because that's how good that game was and still is. And it's funny that you can't play that game anymore conveniently because now you have to go and play the dog shit version of it. That's
on Master Chief Collection.
Master Chief Collection, because that's what they're willing to let you play.
Because Master Chief Collection is not the original experience of any of the Halo games.
Yeah. And
there's also content that's cut in those, by the way. I want to mention that.
Yeah, and that's how it is with every single game. That's why everything's going up in price. They want you. It's no longer play your way. You remember that slogan? It is now play their way.
Their way. Yep. Play their way. You didn't even have to finish your sentence. I already knew what you.
And that's
we finished each other's sentences.
And that's Sony. That's Nintendo, and that's even Xbox. As much praise as we gave them, and they could make even better. They might turn the ship around.
You never know. They could always disappoint us. I hope they don't, and I really hope Xbox goes in a better direction and continues down the ship that they're going, like they've kind of steered towards at the moment. We'll see. I'm cautiously optimistic for Xbox because it's a brand that I really like.
And I hope that Sony and Nintendo turn their stuff around. I want them to have a resurgence like Capcom is having right now. You know, even though I'm not a fan of like all the Resident Evil stuff, it's still funny as hell to see the Resident Evil Leon Kennedy memes.
Oh yeah, I have no problem with the Resident Evil franchise. It's like it doesn't appeal to me that much. Like if I want to play it, I'll go play the older games, and that's kind of the way I feel about a lot of these like franchises where they're just remaking shit. I'd rather play the original stuff because I don't have any interest in these remakes. Like one of the like posts that like resonated with me is that like I don't want a remake, I want a port of the original.
Yeah, there you go.
That's the way I feel about a lot of these older games. Like I mentioned that earlier with Transformers, and I feel that way about a lot of games from my past that I really enjoyed. I don't want to play a remaster or a remake. I just want the original experience. I'm
more along the lines of a faithful remaster where you clean up some of the jank. But
sometimes when they clean up the jank, sometimes some stuff gets cut, and I don't like that.
You don't cut anything. You just fix like movement, make it a little more fluid. make things look a little better, make things look nicer, and don't remove anything.
And add a sprint button, and then bam, you've got Oblivion remastered. Boom.
There you go. I think
I gotta give credit to kind of just that actually fits the description of exactly what you're talking about.
there you
that was
go.
actually a good remaster. So boom, there is a good way to do it.
There are right ways to do it. There are wrong ways to do it, and there's some that come out somewhere in the middle. And I would love to hear what you guys, whoever's still listening, whoever's fish or still watching, what's the one game from these showcases that you're excited for and why? I would love to hear it. I read all the comments whenever people do comment. I may not reply to them, but I read them. On that note, I think I'm done. I'll hand it off to Coolshirt. You got anything?
Not really. I mean, pretty much gaming is in a rough state, but I'm cautiously optimistic about some of these new projects. Maybe it'll be good, and maybe they'll be bad. Rest in peace, Destiny, and eyes up, Guardian.
There you go. We want Destiny 3. There's social media links in the description. Twitter, Spotify, all that. Take care of yourselves. Have a good one.